Hi, it's Malcolm here, and how you doing? So, in this video, I want to show you this little scoring system I came up with to actually find just one selection a day when you're using this one lay a day system, which comes with PRR ratings. I have had it live for quite a few weeks, but it's now going into PR ratings only, which you can get it in, and it will be going into a new service that I'm creating at the moment, which will give you a number of different ways to use not only this system but other systems that I've come up with as well, where you can select just one a day to find a selection, or you can trade back. There's a load of different ideas coming up that are all based around the original PR ratings, but instead of you having to do the research, I've done the research and allow you to just use what I found. Okay, so here we are. Now today, on this particular day, we've got 4 selections. Um, and, you know, they're all trading well. Well, this was the first of the 7th, as you can see the results. One of these selections did actually lose that day. Now, these selections actually do lose a lot. That's the idea. They are lay selections. And they're based around one of the runners that doesn't have a very good chance of winning, but does win now and then, like most runners. But so when we start off, we should be looking at runners that we're quite confident of laying. But of course, the prices and everything else may make some of them not too attractive, and some of them will win. Now, the idea behind this system, this idea I'm going to show you now, is to bet to liability, and that means what we do is we take a figure that we're prepared to lose, say 10 points or 5 points, or if you convert points to pounds, it could be say £10 or £20 or £2 or whatever. The maximum that you're prepared to lose. Now on Betfair, they have a minimum of 10, I think it is. So you'd have to do something like that, and then you divide it by the odds. Now what you do is actually take this odd or these odds minus 1 and then divide it to get the actual value. Now you'll also notice here I've got what we call the 11 a.m. prices. Now these come through to us at about 11 a.m. and these are BSP, so you can see a lot of these. Some of these go up, some like this one went right out. This one hardly moved at all. This one came in, so you can never really tell what happens. I've got another system that we are using to use or to find trades on, and that'll be in another video coming out very shortly. Okay, so the idea here is, as I said, you lay to liability, so you always know what your maximum loss is going to be, and then divide by the odds to get your actual stake you're going to put on Betfair. Okay, so we've got 4 here today. How do we pick one? Okay, do we do it by price, say the lowest price at 11 a.m. or BSP? Well, we won't know what the BSP price is until afterwards, so we won't know that 7.3 could have been the lowest price all day unless we keep checking before the races, but who knows. So that's why I put the 11 a.m. prices there, so you can actually say, all right, that's the lowest price, we're going for that one. But that's not always a good way of telling a selection what selection to be on. So I come up with this little scoring system. Now obviously these are all scored well anyway, and you've got this score here, 7 being high, and I personally I wouldn't lay any of these really under 7, although as you can see they still do lose a lot. It's just that's my preferred figure, but still we may want to decide between those 2 sevens, or we may still want to look at the others. So how do we do that? Well, I come up with this system which basically rescores the whole selections, if you like. So we've created the selections, we've given them scores, but we're going to give them an extra little scoring, okay, just to see if we can find one to lay on its own. And it goes like this. So what we do is we look at, first of all, the form, and we look for the last time out, which is this this right hand figure here. So on that one it's first, fourth. Now we take the worst figure. So this one, those two are first last time out. This one is fourth, and that one is actually fourth as well. So those two score together. Then we look at the OR rank, and we take the worst OR rank. So in that case, it's 4 there and 4 there. So those two have the worst OR ranks. Then we look for the number of runs and give the one with the highest number of run figure a tick there. Now you'll notice this TS is counting up now. This is the total score column, and that's counting up. So we've got 3 at 1 and 1 at 2. And then finally we take the highest scorer. Well, there's two the same there, and so basically we're left with this column, which is 1 1 3 2. So our lay for today to liability would be this one here, okay, which actually went out to 17.5. So but that's why we do it to liability, because we're not going to start, unless you're really brave, laying 17.5 selections, even though you might be able to get it a lot less than that. You'd have to be a pretty brave person to do that. So we lay to liability. Okay, so day one, we came out all right. Okay, so let's have a look at day two. Okay, so now you don't get a selection or selections every day with the lay better day. And sometimes you only get one, which makes it a little bit more difficult to use this system, but let's go through that anyway. So today, right, so 4 1 4 0 2, so 0, which is the equivalent of worse than ninth place, so 10th, 11th, 12th, 13th, whatever, is the highest or worst last time out figure there. And then we've got two OR ranks of 6, so we give them a point each. And then we've got this one here is the worst number of runs, 55. And then we've got a score of 7. And that's the highest scorer. So if we look down, 1, 1, 2. So this would be our selection. And again, as you can see, it came second. And again, we've missed the loser. You will find that some of the times it is one of those 7s that we use anyway, or one of the highest scorers we use anyway. So, but it's not always. So we go to the next day. Okay, so we got 3 and we got 2 that lost the race and 1 that won. Would we have been on that one? Let's have a look. So 0 is the worst last time out figure, because that's second and that's third. They've all got an OR rank of 2, so we give 1 each. That's the worst last time out score. So now we're thinking, oh no, 2 2. But if we add the score, which is 6, this one now becomes 3. So this is our selection, not that one. So it's just quite, just giving us that little extra edge that said, no, we're going to use this one, which is, again, is the top score of the day. But it's just double checking everything. And again, it's quite a high price, so we're going to go to liability. And you might find these often go out. So there may even be a trade there for you if you get it on early enough. But that's another story. Okay, so let's go to the next day. Okay, so we've only got 2, which always makes it more difficult, but we know we're not, we know by the results we didn't lose, but let's go through the process anyway. So 7th, and then we've got a 4th, so that's the highest rank, 15th, and a score of 5, and tops, that's TS of 4, so that's the one we would have been on. Easy one that day. Okay, go to the next day. Okay, so we've got another winner that we wanted to avoid there. So again, we go to the worst last time out, so that would be 7. We go to the highest ranks, where there's 2 at 6. We go to the highest number of runs, which is that one there. And then we go to the highest score, which is that one there. Now, as you can see today, our highest scorer, which would have been a good one to go on, 8, but we've actually gone for this one here, which is 7, and again it lost. Again, it was a quite high price, but that's why we're going to liability, but we won anyway, and we were nowhere near this one. Sorry, this one that came first, we didn't even get one mark for that one, which was really good. And as I said, if you're going by the scores as well, that gives you another opportunity to lay maybe. Okay, so we're on to 6, the 6th or the 7th. So we'll just run through these now. Okay, so 9, I think the worst is 9 and 9. I think it is. So we've got a 5 and a 5. We've got a 42 there, and we've got a score of 8 and a score of 8. So that one actually scored most at 3, so that's our selection. Yep, so there you go. Now I'm going to clarify a couple of things in a minute about when you get more than or 2 with the same score, and their actual overall score is the same. And I'll show you that in a minute. Hopefully I'll come across that in a minute, but let's go down. So 6, that one there, 6 and 6. Number of runs 12, 30 is that one, and a score of 8. Right. So all of them have only scored, all the ones that have scored have only scored 1. So in this case, we take the top scorer in this column here as the one of the selection we're going to be on. So again, that came in 6, so we would have won that. So we go to the next day, and you'll notice that, like loads of these lose. It's absolutely, great. So we've got 0 there. I don't think we've got 0 there. So okay, so we've got rank 7, 7, 30 there. So that's the highest. So let's have a look at the actual scores. So 7, 7. There's none less than that. So there are scores. Okay, so again we've got 1, 1, 1, 1, 1. Right, now, oh no, we've got a 2 there, so great. I was going to say that if we had 7, we would do, if these would have been the highest score, we had 7, 7. I then go to the OR rank. Well, again, these have both got 4 here, so they'd have been the same. And then I go to probably the lowest price. That's the way I normally look at it. Okay, so let's go to the 9th. We may come across that situation before we reach today. So here we go. So 4, 5, 5. Number of runs. So we've got 35 there. And then we've got very low scores today. So a score of 1 and a score of 2. So our selection 1, 1, 2, 1, 1 is that one there again. So again, we're back to liability, and there you go. So go to 10, or the 10th. Let's see where we are. So we've only got 2 today. We go that one, that one, that one, and that one. So that's our obvious selection. If they're normally high, they're normally good lows. Okay, so 11th. We're almost at the end of the month, or up to the, not the end of the month, but up to when I'm shooting this video, which is on the 14th. So, right. So 3, 3, 3, and then we've got 6, then we've got 34, and then we've got 1, 2, 3. So TS of 2, TS1, TS2, TS3. So that, again, that's our selection there. So that's, again, we won. So we go to 12th. Now don't get me wrong, you will find sometimes these do lose. They don't win every day. There will be a loser now and then, but they don't lose that often, which is really why I like this idea. Okay, so we've got 0 there, we've got 3 there, and we've got 34, and we got 6. So again, that's our selection, again to liability. So let's go to yesterday. Okay, so yesterday we had 4, 5, 7, 7. So a TS of 3, and that came second, 8.4. And today we won't actually see. Sorry, I just got to reset that. Today, let's go through, and then I'll bring up a results file so you can see it. So 4, 8, I think that's the worst last time out, which is 8. A rank of 5, a rank of 5. Worst number of runs, sorry, is 41. Another one exactly the same there. And then we go to scores, which is 6 and 6. So we have this one here, which is St. Helena. Now, let me just bring up a browser. Sports World, Sporting Life. We'll go to Sporting Life. Today, yesterday, 13th, 14th, you can see that's 14th. And we wanted, what was it, the 440 Chepstow. Sorry, 1440 Chepstow, I think. 1440 Chepstow, yeah, 1440 Chepstow, which is that one there. And our selection, St. Helena, came 7th. So there you go. That's how you use this system. Now, as I said, just to clarify, if you've got two that have the same or end up with the same TS, you first of all take the highest scorer from this column. If you've got two with the same high score, then you go to OR rank and take the highest. If you've still got two OR ranks, then just go for the lowest price. Two OR ranks that are the same, I mean, go for the lowest price. That's the way I've been looking at it over the last few months. That seems to be the best way to do it. So a great way to get another winner a day. Hopefully add a few little points to your bank. We are doing this to liability, so you know it won't be massive amount of points to your bank a month, but it's just another few way of getting a few points and seeing how it goes throughout the month. Okay, thanks for watching, and I'll see you soon. Bye bye.